I'm Ebony and welcome to my channel. Today is Flosstube number 15 and I'm here to catch you up on everything I've been up to. It's been since the end of November, I think, or maybe the beginning of December. We're now the day after Boxing Day. So, I don't know what day it is. Friday? I think it's Friday. And I'm still so tired from Christmas. But I wanted to catch you up because I'm back in work tomorrow and I need to film my whip parade at some point. I might do that today if I've got the energy. But yes, it's been so long, so quite a bit's happened and I'm really sorry for low energy, but it was very chaotic here. We had a wonderful Christmas, we had the family round, my sisters, my nana, my mother-in-law, my niece and me, my husband and my son. And yeah, it was a jam-packed Christmas, but it was great. And I hope you all enjoyed your Christmas and I'm glad to be back filming and spending some time with you. So I've got my notes down here. I do feel very out of practice, so forgive me if I keep looking down. The last time I spoke to you, so I'm here because, as well, I need to show you what I've worked on, but also my plans for 2025 have changed slightly. Not massively, but I thought I would give you an update on that. So we'll start with the whips. And the last time I filmed, I'm sorry, I've got some dry skin problems going on today. So, yeah, the last time I filmed, I wanted to put some real focus time in on Mini Together in Paris, and that's what I did. So here's a preview of what it will look like when it's finished. And I set myself a goal of getting it to 70% by the end of the year. So we've still got a few days left of the year. And I put in a ton of work on Mini Paris. So on the run up to Christmas, I didn't want any really extra pressure of changing projects or having the mess of projects being here, there and everywhere. So I just stuck with that one for a very long time. And I got so much done on it. I got so excited. I got it to 68.40%. And here is what it looks like now. So I'll put up a before picture somewhere if I can fit it in, because this one's getting bigger. I put in 17,301 stitches. So these stitches here are the end of the piece. This is right near the bottom here. So I think this square here is the bottom square. And look at that, that is amazing. I got the boat done. Just been working on the bridge. There is so much confetti in the bridge. And in these are trees here. Oh my God. I've finished about 30 colours now. And I'm very happy with how it is looking. So we're nearly at 70%. So I should be able to get that by the end of the year. My needle minder is pulling. But it looks so good. I am getting a bit, not burnt out, but I've had to bring in one or two other projects just because sticking with this one for so long, there were some days where I would put in like 50 stitches and be like, I just can't. I can't do another chunk of, like, the sky here is at the top. It's obviously the darker colours, so like 452, 543, and 543 is a light beige, and that is considered one of the darker colours in the sky. And then the actual sky, the actual light bits are 819 and 38. Sorry, that's my pen. 3865. So yeah, it was a lot, but it is looking amazing. And the Eiffel Tower is here, so I'm gonna, let's try and get this. So what I'll probably do is work on this bit down here and then do the last page once I've done that, and the Eiffel Tower is in this last page. So, and we're going to Paris. Just drop it in there. Me and two of my sisters are going to Paris with my son and my niece, and it was one of their Christmas presents that we're taking them to Paris. We're going to do Disneyland and the Eiffel Tower and stuff like that. So I want to take this. I want to work on the Eiffel Tower when I'm in Paris. So if I've not finished down here, because we're going at the end of January, so if I've not finished down here, I will probably go over here, work on the Eiffel Tower, and I'll try and get a picture of me stitching in the Eiffel Tower in front of the Eiffel Tower. That would be amazing, as long as the weather is not too bad, because it will be the end of January and it'll be cold. So I'm really happy with the progress. Oh, do you want to see my back as well? That's my back. So look at all this. But I'm not worried about it. Yeah, so that's going to be so fun to do that. So that needs still a bit more work for the end of the year to get to my goal, but I'm close enough where I'm not worried about it. 1% is about 596 stitches. So let's call it 600 stitches. And I'm less than 2% away. So I've probably got about 1,000 stitches left to do. Oh no. Yeah, something like that. I don't know. I'm sorry, that is my first coffee today. We actually slept in today. We're all so tired. My son's only just woke up. I was waiting for my husband to wake up so I could get down and get filming. But we're definitely going to be chilling today. So in between that, I said that I needed a bit of a break, and I wanted to work on something that was going to be a focus in 2025, just to get it closer. So there was a few things that I said I wanted to finish. So I wanted to choose one out of that category to get it closer, so next year it's easier to finish. And I chose Sugar Plum Village. This is by Shannon Christine Designs. Here is a picture of what it looks like when it's finished. And I did count my stitches on this. I don't usually count my stitches on non-full coverage, but when I was looking at my spreadsheet, my new one that I did a walkthrough of, and if you've not seen that, it's the last video. There was a bunch of days that were no stitch days, that a lot of them would have been stitch days if I would have counted my stitches on my non-full coverage, because sometimes I just work on non-full coverage all day. So I wanted a more accurate depiction of what I'm actually getting done throughout the year, and I figured let's try counting stitches. I mean, it did take some getting used to, because I would forget to do it and so on. So it's probably not accurate. I think it's fairly accurate, but it's not like it won't be dead on. But I managed to get 2,261 stitches in this piece, and I decided to work on the white and the brown, because a lot of this piece is white, as you can see on these two, how much of each thing is actually white. So I figured if I try and knock out one of the biggest colour, that next year when I go to do a house a month, these won't take as long. I mean, this one definitely won't, because all it's got left is a tree, a couple of baubles, and then a couple of branches up here. The white took up most of the block. So all this is new. I do have a picture of what I showed you last time. They are just screenshots. I've been really awful at getting before pictures when I pick up a piece. But yeah, so these two are done. So when I go in next year, especially at the beginning of the year when there's more goals and the goals kind of filter out throughout the year as things get finished, these will be easier in January and February to get done, hopefully. But that was a lot of work, that white. And this, because this is on 40 count up in the attic by Fox and Rabbit, and it's a linen, so it's hard to count. Excuse me. So counting between the different white stitches was a bit challenging, as you can see, when there's gaps and stuff like that. And my gingerbread man has no legs yet. So I did the brown to get a base to count for this snow on the roof to get to the window, and then move down from there. So I did this brown, and then I just did this with whatever was left. And he has no legs yet, but he'll get legs next month. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. And it was nice break to... I know I was going from white stitches to white stitches, but this feels completely different. One, because it's not on white fabric, whereas the other one I'm stitching white on white, and two, because it is a non-full coverage, it has a different feel to it. Oh, I'm so sorry. I've got a feeling that because I'm so tired, I'm going to get ill. I'm back in work tomorrow and I'm really dreading it. So they're my two main whips, and here's where the change of plans come in. So I was working on my son's crochet blanket, and I wanted to get that done for Christmas, which I did. So that is done now, because that was taking up my bedtime stitch time. So I got that finished, and he had it as a Christmas gift, and he loves it. So now I have my bedtime stitch time back. I decided to do temperature stitching, and I know everyone is doing it, and I originally wanted to do it back when Siski Stitches had this first idea, and I wanted to do it then, but I just couldn't figure out how to work it that fits with me. I do not like changing projects every day. I'm not a fan of daily stitching unless it is my bedtime stitch. It's the only way that I can really do a daily stitch. So I've been watching everyone doing their different versions of it, and the version that stuck with me the most, that made me think, do you know what, I could actually do this, was Jessie Marie from Jessie Marie Does Stuff. I will link her below, and I'll link Siski down below. So the way Jessie Marie does it is the same way that I'll be doing it. So she allocates one whip to two numbers. So you have some variety, but not every single time. Every single number is a different whip. So you have, for me, it's the perfect balance. So 0 and 1 has one whip, 2 and 3 have another whip. So I'm going to quickly go through what my choices were, and I tried to choose things that it worked out for me that if I take these out of my full whip list and have them as a bedtime stitch, it makes it easier to get through my whip list and get those goals done without worrying about having so many whips, because I have said before that I'm very much at my limit with whip numbers, even though I've had a new start, which we'll get to. But this just made it so it took 5 whips out of my whip list. I'm going to quickly run through what my allocated whips are to each number or pair of numbers, and I will pop up a preview, and then once I've done that I will show you what I've actually got to so far and how I will be working it next year. So 0 and 1, so if the temperature ends in 0 or 1, I will work on stained glass ochre, which looks like this. So I will work on it as my bedtime stitch, and that is how each one of these is going to work. Number 2 or 3 will be Snow Symphony. This has been a new start. I replaced my winter stitch, which was supposed to be Nordic Night, with this piece. I'll pop it up. Yes, I couldn't wait. So then 4 and 5 will be Enchanted Place. and that's what this looks like. 6 and 7 will be Is It Friday Yet from Cross Stitch for Everyone. 8 and 9 will be Castle by Stitch Is So Beautiful. So I'll tell you what I've done so far, and then I'll tell you how it's going to work next year. So the first one I worked on, so what I did, actually, from when I started it, I got the projected temperatures till the end of the year, because I don't really like to be changing my frame out every single day. So I figured, if I say for stained glass ochre, if that gets called 8 times between now and the end of the year, I will just keep it out for 8 days, and then after the 8 days we'll move on to the next one. So I got all the information that I needed, and that's how I worked it, so I wasn't changing my project every day, and I got quite a bit done on this. So it got called for 8 days, and it got 988 stitches, and I decided I wanted to work on the whale, the orca, because so far I've only really been working on the border. So I was close enough to the orca that I thought, let's go for it. So this is where we are now, and it is now at 9.28%. So all of the orca is new, the orca's head. Ooh. That is all new. So I began outlining everything, and then the last time I worked on it, I filled in. We took the kids to Blackpool just before Christmas to see the lights. Blackpool, if you're not from the UK or even from the north, Blackpool is like cheesy seaside resort. It's great for the kids. It's not my cup of tea, but the kids love it. And there was ice skating on the promenade. We had toasted marshmallows, went for some dinner, went to the arcades, and I took this, and when we took the kids back to the hotel room, I did a little bit on this and I filled in. So I did all the outline, and there is some more filling that needs to go on around here, and then I can move on. But it was really nice to get the whale in. So that is that one. So nearly 1,000 stitches added, as I would consider bedtime stitching as a bonus. So yeah, I was really happy with that. And then the only other one, so the other ones have been called, but because I'm blocking them together, I've only got to this and the next one, which is Snow Symphony. This is a new start. It's from Etsy. Tidy Patterns is the shop name, and I dyed this fabric myself. It is a 25 count opalescent even weave, and I dyed it because I didn't want to buy any fabric at this time of year. And how many did it get? It got 2 days worth. It got 431 stitches, and it is now at 1.21%. So it got 431 stitches, but it got its new start a couple of hundred, and then each temperature stitching day it got about 100 each, so it didn't get 431. So that is where I got to. I'm colour completing all the white first, just to get a good base, because if I show you, and I've got some pictures of how I dyed my fabric, so I'll talk through that as well. I'm sorry, I'm really like discombobulated. Oh, my tablet's gonna die. I'll put in a screenshot of what it looks like in Pattern Keeper with all the white highlighted, and yeah, I think it'll be pretty cool to get all the white done first. I did change my Pattern Keeper settings on this one because I'm filling in the white to the dark setting, so then when I highlight what I've done, it shows up, because in Pattern Keeper it will make it white, and because the background's white then you can't see. So yeah, if you're struggling with anything like that, try changing it to the dark setting, which isn't my favourite, but it works for something like this. So my fabric, I didn't want to buy fabric. That is showing up pretty true. It's a little bit darker and a little bit more teal, but it's not too bad. I had some Rick dyes in, and I had a piece of 25 count white opalescent fabric, and I decided let's go ahead and try and dye it. So I will pop up pictures of the process. So the first thing I did was I had it in a bath of rose quartz Rick dye. Here is what that looks like. So I let that soak for quite a bit, for about 20 minutes, because I wanted some pink in there. Hold on. And there is bits of pink. I don't know if you can see, these are pink in person. Very, very pale though. Not as mottled out as I would like, but this was my first time dyeing fabric and I am pretty happy with it. So the first thing I did was the rose quartz and I left that. And then after that I added, what colour was it? Teal. So I put it in a bath of teal. I think I drained the rose quartz and then I put the fabric back in and put the teal in, and I left that for a little while, and I've got a picture of that while it's in its little tin. And then I drained that, and I didn't drain that. What I did was I added evening blue on top of that and I let that soak, and it was looking really dark, so I figured, right, let's rinse this out. So once I rinsed it out and laid it out, this is what it looked like, and that is exactly what I was going for. However, that's what it looked like when it was wet. So once it dried, it was really, really pale. It was beautiful, absolutely beautiful fabric, but it just wasn't what I was looking for this pattern. So I decided that I didn't have any darker dye. The darkest I had was the evening blue. So I didn't take a picture of it, what it looked like light. I forgot to do that. But I put it in another bath with just the evening blue and I let it soak. I did quite a lot of dye. I let it soak. I put it in the oven to try and get it to set in the dye bath, just on a very low light. I kept moving it around and stuff like that. And then when I took it out and dried it, this is what I got. So I think I took a lot more steps to get this end result than what I probably needed to, but because a lot of the pink is lost, but I'm still really happy with it. So that was my first go at dyeing fabric, so I'm quite happy with that. Right, back to what we're doing. So they were my temperature stitches. There is a couple more calls still that I've not done, so I'll work on Enchanted Place tonight. I think that's got one day's worth, and then Castle is up until New Year's Eve, and then on New Year's Day we'll start again. So from New Year's Day, what I have done, because I do not like not knowing what I'm going to work on. I don't like thinking, oh, just look what was yesterday. Like I said, I don't like changing my project every day, and I don't like not knowing, and I like each project to have its own chunk. So I decided to go to a previous year's temperatures, the actual temperatures, and I decided to go to the year my son was born. So 2015, I went on the previous temperatures, and for each month, so in January in 2015, I recorded each temperature. I then allocated it, well, I kind of matched it to whatever whip that was, and I've already put in my goals. So for January, my temperature stitch is 11 days of stained glass ochre, 9 days of blah, 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 and so on. So when it comes to January next year, I can just look, see, right, the first one is stained glass ochre, and I'm going to keep that out for 11 days, and it's taken care of. I don't have to think about looking at temperatures again. I don't have to think about changing projects, because I will just keep it out for its full amount for that month. And then each time I film, I'm not showing you all 5 projects every single time. I'm just showing you oh, excuse me, sorry, the one that I've got to. I want to wrap this up because my voice is going and I'm pretty sure I'm getting ill. So that is what I will be doing in the new year with temperature stitching. And then I did, so with that I had to change my whip go board because I didn't want my temperature stitches on the whip go board. So I'll pop up a picture of what that looks like now. So there is a bit more of duplicates on there, and I've reduced my goal to 2,000 stitches for each call, just to make it a bit easier. The other goal was a lot higher, and I just can't bother. And then because we've come so far with Mini Paris, that's going to be finished a lot earlier than anticipated. So after that has been completed, the next focus will be Mini New York, and we will get that hopefully. I think I might have that as a focus from January along with Mini Paris, and see if we can get it done next year. And I think that is it. All of a sudden I feel like rubbish, so I'm gonna go. I'm really sorry that I've come on here and not the most bubbly and stuff like that, but I figured I'd rather get a video up, show you all what I've been doing, and then yeah, we're caught up and up to date. But I'm gonna go. My head has just started banging, so I'm gonna go and probably lie down for a little while. But I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas, and I will be back with my whip parade. If I'm feeling a bit better later on, I might do it later on, because if I am getting ill, I might not have another chance. But it's so glad to be back with you guys, and I'm hoping next video next year will be a lot more upbeat. So I'm going to wish you all a very happy new year, and I hope you get a lot of stitches in. And yeah, I'm really happy to be back with you guys. So on that note, I'm going to go. I'm going to lie down for a little while and probably eat some junk food. Right, I'll see you on the next one, everyone. Bye.